97.9 The Cat, the motherfucking #1 radio station.
Sometimes I do that when I know it irritates somebody. I amp it up. I want to see their reaction. I want to see them get mad. Like a certain somebody that we know.
You're like, oh, does my joking bother you? Well, oh God, look at me.
Like, oh my God, dude. I was sitting there, I was like, why is it so bright outside?
What's going on in the sky? It's the aliens are coming for us,
I was
guys.
like, oh, there's a fire. I was wondering, you will be the lamb that gets slaughtered. Like, what the fuck?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 11.
So here's the thing. We haven't done this in a long time. Last time episode that we did was posted on October 2nd, but you got to remember we recorded, I think, late September.
Yeah, I think.
And I think that was literally, well, no, I saw you one other time after that, but this is the first time I've seen you since.
It's been like a month.
Because we did work on that one little thing together for a little night that.
Yeah, but I bailed.
Well,
I bailed.
No disrespect, but I don't blame you.
I chickened out a little bit.
I wouldn't say you chickened out. You just had your personal preference.
Personal things.
And that's okay. And there's a lot of lights hitting us right now.
There's a lot. We're in the lights, baby.
So we decided to try something different and unique instead of like just making it look like normal. I decided, why don't we just have it look kind of like the lights on the ground looking up at us.
Yeah.
Give it a different look, Try it out.
New vibe. A new kind of experience.
But it's cool to finally do this again. I haven't even lit a cigarette yet. And
light one up, Earl. You gotta light it up.
I'm wearing a Red Bull hat while drinking a Monster, but
we need to take a picture of that.
I will say this though, the new Red Bull, is like winter. It's like vanilla berry.
Oh, with those colors. What color is it?
It's blue. It is so good.
Really? Because I've had the June berry.
Now it's not as good as the new Miami Vice Monster, but I mean it's up there in terms of a delicious energy drink.
I'm a Red Bull girl. Well, I jump around. Sometimes I do Celsius.
I drink Red Bull. The only time I drink Red Bull, honestly, is if I go to 7-Eleven because they have so many flavors. I feel like they're sponsored by Red Bull because they have way more flavors than Monster at 7-Eleven. Maybe that's just the one that I go to sometimes. The only time I go to 7-Eleven anyways, when we're filming, we just stop and get a snack.
Oh,
Normally I'm a Quick Trip person.
Quick Trip. Yeah, I like Quick Trip.
But yeah, so I mean, the election happened. That's one thing that's happened since last time I saw you.
Yep, the big election of 2024. I'm okay.
My you have a right to vote for who you vote for. You have a right to your own political and personal beliefs. But I think that it gets to a point to where as a human being, if you think that taking away people's freedoms as a human being is a good thing, you're not a good person.
I know, and it's hard. It's hard because we all have to coexist together, and we obviously have these very opposite opinions and opposite views on things like Trump voters and Harris voters. But for me, it was hard to watch the country make that decision as a woman and see a woman who was so qualified and so articulate and so smart and so everything that you're supposed to be. And it still wasn't enough,
My thing was, I was keeping up with it. I wasn't talking about it as it was going, but I was checking my phone, and I was like, okay, because for a while it was kind of close, and then you started seeing
the writing on the wall.
You started seeing Trump was he was inching closer to the amount that you need to win. I'm like, as Americans, we've failed this country, and it's not looking good right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not looking good, and it's hard when you've got the dichotomy of her and him, like when I watched the debate that they did, when they were side by side answering these questions, and just the complete difference in even the ability to answer a question, like between the two of them. It's like, hard when it's so blatantly, like aggressively in your face obvious that one person, to me at least, was more qualified.
Yeah, because I know the fact that like a lot of these transgender people have to flee their state because they're fucking terrified.
They have to flee their state. And another thing I'm hearing from trans people right now is that a lot of them, either, you know, depending on where they're at in the process of transition, are having to make decisions about, do I get top surgery now before it's not allowed anymore?
Yeah.
And they're having to make decisions about their bodies and their health that they shouldn't be made under a microscope backed into a corner.
Like it's gonna be shitty as an adult, someone who is a functioning member of society, being told, oh wait, you can't do this to your own body. Nothing criminal, you know, you're not like trying to do drugs or, yeah, I'm gonna whatever. You're just simply trying to be who you want to be.
Well, it's just, and then you've got the hypocrisy of it all. Like I know plenty of women who get Botox, you know, a few times.
Shit, while we're at, let's ban that too.
Yeah, it's like they get Botox, they get implants, they get lip filler, they get this and that. And I'm fine with that. Absolutely do that. Like, that's your body. That's your decision to make those choices. But how can you not see that someone else should have that decision too?
Yeah, then there's that fucking shitty ass phrase going around. It's like, your body, my choice. I don't know if you heard that. It's a phrase that a lot of, like, it's legit a problem.
Don't get me started.
So you've heard it.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife's a professor at the college here, and she's telling me that some of the other professors here who have kids who are like in middle school and high school, people are starting to say it now. And I know they're trying to be funny, but that's like, it's a totally fucked up thing to say.
It's so fucked up. After what just happened, and then just to say that in general, when women are feeling at a place where they're so threatened.
We're going backwards in terms of
We're going backwards.
We're going back to the days where women had no rights.
Well, we're just going backwards, and it's scary. And it's hard when you're a woman to sit there and watch it and be like, oh, okay, no one really cares about my issues. And it's hard because people do. There's a lot of men who voted for Harris. There's a lot of, people who really fight for these things. And it's just so frustrating when it's like the majority voted Trump. So.
And Texas is I saw on the map is a full right-on state, I think, now, or has been. I mean, obviously, that's just what Texas is. Like, I've had people who I know in other states or other countries who are like, I would never visit Texas because as a gay person or a transgender person, I don't feel safe going there.
Yeah.
And I understand, man. Like, I don't understand from their point of view what it's like, but, like, I get it. It sucks. Like, I can't hang out with people because they feel like going somewhere is unsafe.
And it's hard. Everyone's feelings and opinions are so heightened right now, and like,
but it's all the old rich white people who voted for Trump, and they don't give a shit about nobody else but themselves. Like, how does this affect me, not about everybody as a whole?
And white women, a majority of white women voted for Trump despite the abortion issue. And that's what's so interesting to me is women voting for that. Just I don't get it. I don't get it. You never know what kind of situation you're going to be in where you might need an abortion. You just don't. You could have an ectopic pregnancy. You could have anything happen. You could want a baby and still need an abortion. And like, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I just don't understand how a majority of white women, but I do get it kind of. I get it because I know where it stems from. And it's this allegiance to like whiteness and patriarchy that gives them a sliver of power. But
yeah,
if they align themselves with it,
I do want to see the people who like voted for this guy, like when they realize, oh shit, we kind of fucked up. Because like he's trying to take away Social Security, which a lot of people use that to survive on, and not just people who live off the government, but people who are like retired. Who are old.
Yeah.
I know people want to like keep things American and American made, but a lot of stuff made here, honestly, is just shit. Like, like our phones rely on overseas products, like Samsung, for example.
Yeah.
I think Apple still uses Samsung screens for their phones, and Samsung clearly is not American.
Yeah.
And a lot of other products that we use are made, like cameras, for example. They're not just things that like you don't realize how much you use things that are made overseas.
Yeah. Well, it's like this whole the nationalism has gotten out of control. And like the Christian nationalism.
That's the issue is religion too. Religion drives a lot of people's viewpoints, and I feel like they don't think for themselves.
It does. It drives a lot of it.
I'm like, can you just stop and think for yourself for a second? Look at society and look at how these actions will affect everyone besides you.
Well, I remember the first time I questioned the Mormon Church was when Prop 8, when voting was going on in California for Prop 8. The gay marriage law that was
marriage law, that's right, yeah.
Trying to
I remember that, yeah.
protect traditional marriage, meaning they wanted to keep gay people from getting married. So the church promoted very heavily a vote yes on Prop 8 agenda. And so they were very outspoken about which way you should be voting as a Mormon. And which is honestly very frustrating because they don't pay taxes. It's a nonprofit organization that doesn't pay taxes, and they're telling all of these people who listen and hang on every word they say to vote a certain way. But anyways, so everyone was saying to vote yes on Prop 8 who was Mormon. And I remember being like, what? And that was the first time I was like, wait, are we the bad guys? Because that feels wrong to me. Yeah. But it was a voting thing. It was a political issue that made me kind of go, wait a minute.
Because I used to be religious, and I remember I always thought like being gay or whatever was a terrible thing. I was like, yeah, those people are really not a good person. But like I never, and then one day like I was an adult at this point. I was like 18 or 19. And I was like, I've honestly never had a problem with this. I've never felt any hatred towards it. I felt like I was being brainwashed to believe that like gay people aren't equal. Oh, so I just paused because like, wait, I smell something different. That's not a cigarette.
No, this is something else.
I was like, anyway, I'm sorry. And I was like, I felt that whole brainwash thing, like, because like they would never explain like why is it wrong to be gay, other than what you believe in your little Bible handbook.
Yeah.
Why do you think it's wrong? Because
other than it's written down in a book.
Like, some people just blindly follow their Bible, whatever religion they choose to believe in. That's fine, but you have to like learn to think for yourself too. I keep getting this cord stuck.
Well, it's like the Bible has a lot of graphic, weird shit in it too. It's like, okay, follow the Bible. Which parts, like, because you're not going to follow it all, or else you're going to end up in jail.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fishy stuff. Like, because like I know
slavery's in the Bible.
Yeah.
Genocide is in the Bible. Like.
I forgot to put it away, so I'm sorry I didn't.
You forgot to put it away, and it's sitting right here in front of everyone's face?
Yeah. I know, like, it's probably disrespectful to come to your house and not put stuff away.
Yeah.
But I figured that
is disrespectful.
I thought that was your job since you live here, since it's your house.
Since I'm opening my house to you, and then it becomes my job to then pick up after you and clean after you in every scenario?
Yeah.
What is this? What is this? It's out. It's around. I can't get to my things. I can't.
Okay.
Can you put it away?
I don't see your point.
Can you put it away?
Okay, I'll put it away.
Oh, not in there. Not in there.
Okay, it goes on top of the refrigerator.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's not where it goes.
I'll put it away.
I honestly would have rather had it here. I would have rather had it right here.
I'll put it away though. You said put it away, so that's what I did.
Yeah, and it's appropriate right spot.
Okay.
They had the Nicene.
The what?
The Nicene Creed.
I don't know.
They had a big meeting and basically determined what was like doctrine in the Bible. Anyways, I'm going off topic, but yeah, it's just interesting that the way that Christianity morality works is that, have you heard this, that it's vertical, it's not horizontal. So the way my morality works as an atheist is like,
as an atheist,
if I cause you harm, like that's bad. How my actions affect other people like matters, but to Christians it only matters how it affects God.
That's exactly it.
So if something offends God, it offends God. So there's no difference between a gay person kissing their boyfriend and like, you know, something else. But so everything's that's a sin is an offense to God. And so they don't look at like what I was taught was basically like, if you commit a sin, there's no like levels, I guess. It's like a sin is a sin and you've offended God.
Because I got a trash violation notice, but what's missing here is the issuing officer's name, Taylor, didn't put her badge number. Oopsie, Taylor. You made a little mistake, didn't you? A little bitty mistake.
Well, I think that's the hard part too, is that some people have really cruel things happen to them, like extremely fucked up things happen.
Correct.
And then to turn around and look at that person and say, well, you need to thank God for your life and for all of those experiences. Like,
what is that phrase where like you're being tested and like you're supposedly, if I get through this by the end of it, I'm gonna have everything I could.
You're gonna have so many blessings.
And it's so fucking stupid. It's like, okay, explain to me how your God think it's okay for children to get raped. How is that okay?
Well, I'm like, how do you read the book of Job in the Bible? Do you know Job? That story?
It's been so long and I don't remember, so no.
Where God basically, Satan says, I bet you I can get that guy to like hate you and not believe in you anymore. Satan says that to God, and God is like, well, try it.
Oh shit.
And God basically lets Satan just like torture this man. And he's like, I still love you, God. I'm still like, and the lesson is supposed to be like, you're never supposed to turn from God. And it was like, his kids got killed. He got boils. He got this, like this happened. And like that whole story shows like a very sinister nature of the God of the Bible, because he let you get like tortured to prove a point, essentially, in that story.
That's kind of fucked up. Like, even when I was religious and I was going to church and stuff, there was a lot of stories that I just wasn't interested in. It was like, okay, I know the baseline for it. That's all I need to know.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know to tell me that this is a shitty story. And I never felt anything from church. Like, when I would go, I never felt anything. I'm not like, oh, my life's going to improve or this. I never felt anything. And so that's when I kind of realized I don't think I'm trying to believe in something that I know secretly, like, in me that I don't believe in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's funny when you come to that realization and you're like, because you're
a lot better
when
off,
you're born
for sure.
you're like, oh, and you see it. It's like you can't unsee it. With the Mormon church, I remember I realized that I was like, this isn't true. And you're like, true. This is. I did my whole life on this. This was my whole life was this thing, and now it was a lie. And you're just like, okay, let me just move on with my life, I guess.
I had dated a girl. I wouldn't say dated. We were friends in high school, and we tried to like be boyfriend girlfriend for like a day, and it was just awkward. But she was a bisexual, and like after high school was over, we haven't talked in years and years. Obviously, I said obviously, like, you know, but we haven't talked in years.
Obviously.
And one day we were talking. I was like, you know, I never thought about this, but I dated someone who's bisexual. I never had a problem with it. So maybe I don't have a problem with things. Maybe I'm just taught that I should have a problem with these things. And then you have those people like, we don't have a problem with those people. It's just their sin and what they do. Yeah, which makes no fucking sense. That's like saying,
well,
I don't
calling queer anything a sin is so insulting to me.
And then those, no offense, actually all the disrespect. but how can you explain a priest or whatever who messes with little boys and does things to them? And how explain that?
Well, that's the thing. You'll go and you'll bring up something like that, and they'll go, "Oh, well, there's bad apples in everything. There's there's always going to be bad people." I'm like, that's your people.
Yeah.
That we're following your rules. That we're supposedly better than everyone else because of what they believed. And they used it to manipulate you into letting them touch a vulnerable person.
And it's always funny too. Not funny like ha ha funny, but just kind of like see. It's like when you see people who have slept with somebody or was with somebody who was like transgender, or they were what's the word? When you dress like a girl but you're still a dude, drag.
Drag.
Yeah, and like they had no idea, and they had a good time. They found out, and all of a sudden, I was drunk or I was drugged or something. It's like, just admit that what you did, you had a good time, and it's okay.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Whenever that happens, I'm like, oh my god, I was drugged. I was blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like you slept with somebody who was whatever that wasn't who you thought they were, and you had a good time. You had no problem with it. Like,
and people get weird about like needing trans people to disclose that they're trans, like immediately off the bat. And it's like when they're dating and stuff.
What do you mean? Like
they need to tell you that they're trans immediately.
Oh, okay.
Before, and I'm like, they're obviously, you're going to have that conversation at some point, like, of course. But
like, I know, it's cool.
People are just weird about it. Like, they'll be like there's no way around it. Like, if you go on a date with someone who's transphobic and you're trans, that's a dangerous scenario for you, no matter what you say, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And so that's just hard. Like, I can't imagine navigating dating.
Yeah.
Having to navigate dating. In
One thing is sometimes too, you don't even know that somebody you may have been friends with forever is trans, and you had no idea, and then you find out, you're like, oh, I don't know, we can't be friends anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that,
that's so sad.
Usually, but you know what I mean? Like when someone gets so aggressive about an opinion, that means they like what they're doing, but they want to feel like they want to like follow the beliefs. So they're like, no way, I would.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple of transgender people who transitioned from a boy to a girl, and dude, you would have never known.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but
it's hard because really what it boils down to when it comes to trans issues is people are uncomfortable seeing it, because if you pass as a trans person, you're not going to get harassed in the bathroom, you're not going to get called out for like whatever.
Yeah.
But it comes down to like whether or not you can pass, and I think that's so unfair to put that on trans people.
Like,
when
there's like, you talk about like different levels of it, I
yeah
guess. I wouldn't know, obviously I'm not trans, so I don't know what they go through, but I'm sure it's obviously really shitty sometimes. You know, the fact that you get stares and you get like, oh, it's going to become like it was like when we had segregation, and they're going to have signs that no trans here or no gay people or whatever, you know.
Well, we'll see what happens, but it's scary. It's scary to think what could happen. And like,
wow, that's amazing.
the biggest thing I'm trying to do is like figure out ways I can build better communities within like the people that I know, and like solid relationships and friendships, so that like people, like I know people who are trans right now in Texas and San Antonio.
Oh shit.
Who have to figure out how to get out, and it's like trying to help people find resources and figure out how to change their gender markers on if they need to get that done and stuff like that. But there's a lot of good resources online I follow, and what I think people miss and they forget about a lot of the time when it comes to activism is celebrating like joy, like trans joy, black joy. Like, we get so caught up in the unfairness of everything that's happening, and it can get really dark and really scary. But I think there's a lot of trans people in the world who are coming together and helping each other find ways to get HRT, helping each other find a doctor who will support them, helping each other find access, pay their GoFundMes to get top surgeries and stuff like this. And I think that's really the best resource out there, is like other people who know your experience.
That's crazy that they had to do all that just because who they are as a person.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Jeez, that's crazy. That's pretty wild that, like, as soon as Trump was elected, they were all like, fuck, we gotta move.
We gotta move, and that's scary.
Because I somebody I know who's in a band, I'm friends with them on Facebook. They're trans, and they were like, I think that's the following day they were like already on the road getting out of town. Like, we can't stay here, and so they were gone. That's nuts. So you just what's the word I'm looking for?
It's crazy.
Just pick up your life and you have to move somewhere. Just go, because based off of.
And that's the thing. A lot of people can't move. A lot of people would move if they could, and they just can't. And so they're essentially stuck in a state where they might not have access to their medications. I mean, that's so fucked up.
That is wild that, like, based off your, like, who you are, you can't. Like, I'm sick, I need medicine. Oh, you're transgender. Sorry, can't help you there. Are you serious?
Sorry, the government side.
I think if I was a doctor, and I'm sure there will be some, but I would like secretly just help them if I could, even if it wasn't allowed in my state.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be like a nationwide ban, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be like, if I get fired, I get fired, but I'm not.
I know. It'd be really hard to make that decision, especially like doctors who deal with like the miscarriage stuff and the abortion laws.
Because I feel like as a doctor, like, what it's like to deal with people for things like that. So I feel like your moral code would kick in and be like, I need to help this person.
Yeah.
It may cost me my job, but I would feel really shitty if I didn't. And I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job as a doctor if I. And I'm sure some doctors will have to say no just because of circumstances.
They'll have to legally.
But I feel like there will be some that are secretly, obviously.
I feel like there'll be some that will be like true helpers in this scenario and fight for things and try to maintain people's health care.
Because it sucks. Because when seeing the the things on the internet and the videos and the Facebook stuff, I'm like, it sucks. 'Cause I don't know how to help you. I wish I could. Yeah. And it sucks. 'Cause like you had to fear for your life. From one day you're it's still like, okay, we're doing okay, and then Trump gets elected, like, fuck, now we're fucked. We gotta go. I know.
Like, really, that
would make me so like
for so many people's mental health.
That made me so anxious. Anxious. I can't say that word properly.
Anxious.
Yeah. If I'm sitting there watching this election in like fucking full of panic mode, like fuck, knowing that like your rights are about to be taken away.
I know. And trans people have already had to endure so much. Have you seen that video? You voted for a president endorsed by the KKK.
That's
for the
insane.
rest of your life, you're going to have to know that you voted for a candidate.
I haven't seen that, no.
It's funny. It's a video of this woman saying that, like, when the KKK endorsed Trump.
Like I said, I voted for Harris, and as a Texas, was it governor, mayor, or whatever, I voted for Colin Allred.
Yeah, me too.
Ted Cruz is just not a good guy, but everybody knows that. You don't have to live here to know,
Yeah, you don't.
Our politics are fucked up, man. But I saw a map, and I don't know like how true this was or if it was an actual stat, but I saw a map that if it was just simply women voters, it was way more votes for Harris.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I think like 90-something% of black women voted for Harris. And then a large majority of black men voted for Harris.
I feel like we will never have a woman president. Maybe in like 50 years when all these old people like disappear, But
I know.
It's going to be really hard to change things until these old people go away.
It's sad. It's frustrating. It's frustrating as a woman to feel like you're just like screaming at the top of your lungs and no one's looking at you. No one cares.
They must have laced out. Yeah, it's.
What did you say?
I don't know. I pulled too long of a drag, but I remember because my wife didn't know who won because she had school in the morning, so she went to bed early, and I knew who won. And she woke up. She's like, "Man, it fucking sucks." She was like legit disappointed. She's I cannot believe we voted this guy in.
I know. I just want to be like, "That's your guy. That's your dude, America."
He's all like, and then he's
That's
like,
your
"Yeah,
man.
Robert Kennedy Jr. That guy's a dumbass too, man." I heard he's actually pretty intelligent or something. Maybe no, not him. But what's the other guy? Who's the Vance guy? Right? What's his name?
JD Vance.
I heard he's actually pretty smart. That's what I heard. I don't really know if that's true. I just heard that he's
I
really...
will say I think that JD Vance is articulate. I think he's smart. He's definitely a lot smarter than Trump.
I bet he's like plotting. All right, how can I just make Trump quit? I'll take over. I don't... Because what if JD Vance is like totally opposite of Trump? He just wanted to get in the White House, so he's like, I want to take him out, and I want to have my rules and my vision. Like...
I think JD Vance is good at debating, but
Trump is not.
Yeah. And yet here we are.
Well, this people we know in Australia, they talked to my wife the day after he won. He's like, "You guys come here if you want. You guys moving to Australia?" I'm like, if only we could. If only. I would totally be that guy that would move to another country, get away from this shit. And people's like, if you don't like it, get out. It's not. Again, it's not that I hate this country. It's the people who run it. Yeah. That make stupid decisions.
My name is Little Joker. I like to play poker. Bring her to my crib to poker. Was good in the hood. I'm out eating my dickies looking good. Eating some food. Beetlejuice. Cranberry juice. Apple juice. Orange juice. I get a cup and I pour more juice.
To all of my trans friends out there, thanks for watching. I've been hanging out on TikTok a lot with this trans guy who makes music. His name is Freak Daddy.
Never heard of it. I don't, like I said.
Check him up. Check him out on Spotify.
Check him up. Check on him. Let's see if he's okay.
Check him up. Check him out on Spotify and TikTok. And he's just really, he goes live a lot. And it's like a really comforting place. For like queer people and people who are different. And
it's like an open chat, right? You can kind of just go in and chat it up.
And so check him out if you are looking for a like source of community right now and you're trans or queer or just ex-religious, any of that stuff.
I like that sound when you hit it in the water. But yeah, so...
Problem.
I do have an anger problem. I got kicked out of your house one time because I told your dad I was like, dude, don't talk to me like that ever. He's like,
true story.
He was like, this is my home. I'm like, I don't care whose home it is. You don't talk to me like that. I got kicked out and he doesn't even know I'm here right now.
Get out.
If he found out I was here, he'd probably get me arrested.
Probably.
Police would come up and I'm like, dude, I didn't do anything. I just yelled at him in his own home and threatened his life. Is that a problem?
And you were waving the knife around. And
no, I was simply showing him that I'm flexible and I can move my arms in different directions. I wasn't attacking him.
You had a knife and you were going,
well,
I'm going to stab you.
I was making hamburgers. I was chopping up the lettuce for the hamburgers. And
right.
He thought I was coming at him. Like, okay, maybe charging at him with a knife in my hand wasn't a good idea, but I was trying to show him the knife and he kept running away from me. I was like, dude, let me show you the knife. That's okay.
What a day.
Callie saved me.
Christmas Eve. What a Christmas Eve to remember.
Oh, shit. That was like 3 years ago. I remember. Mm-hmm. Why I was over here on Christmas... Oh, you know what it was? I came over on Christmas Eve for like 5 seconds to drop something off. And then
you had to pick up tamales. My grandma's tamales.
Yeah, and it went all haywire. And my wife was like, is everything okay? I was like, I think so.
Yeah. And then now you're banned from my house.
Because like I forget sometimes that you have like you're Hispanic. And
yeah. Hello, look at me.
I forgot.
I'm basically like Shakira's
Because when I first met you, I was
doppelganger.
like, what are you? Like, I know you're not white all the way. What are you? Like, what do you, like, I could tell you're mixed with something.
People always ask me that.
Because I didn't know how to approach it. I was like,
are you?
what race are you?
What's your race?
I would be like, I'm a Viking.
My ancestors come from a long line of Vikings.
Yeah.
Mexican Viking.
I've had people thought I was Hispanic or something. I was like, no. My dad's side was Native Americans. Like, I met them when I was younger, so I know for a fact. But I'm not. I don't think I have. I'm not Native American at all.
I'm a white Latina.
See, those people have attitudes. I dated a girl one time. Her family was Colombian, and dude, she had an attitude. And I heard that Colombians have attitudes. It's like they're known for being hothead. So I was like, what?
Hot-headed.
I was like, really? Like, yeah, those
My
women are
brother's
crazy.
wife is from Brazil.
His wife? How's she?
She's from Brazil.
No, how is she? Like,
She's good. She's having a baby.
because Americans, when like every country is known for something. Americans are known for being obnoxious and loud, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm so sorry that I won't talk to you.
I'm so sorry. I guess I'm the worst person that ever existed.
Jesus fucking crossed. Not that's Australian. I'm not from here, but I don't think I'm okay. I'm a little obnoxious sometimes, and I was told.
I think you and I together can get obnoxious sometimes with our voices.
Here's my thing. Here's two things. One thing, someone told me that, okay, Earl, you're joking sometimes a little much. And I'm like, you're the only person that has a problem with it because no one's ever told me I had a problem. Because when it comes time to work, I work. Sorry that I'm joking while I'm setting stuff up.
Exactly.
Secondly, sometimes I do that when I know it irritates somebody. I amp it up. I want to see the reaction. I want to see them get mad. Like a certain somebody that we know.
You're like, oh, does my joking bother you? Well, oh, God, look at me.
Like, oh my God, dude. Like, I'll run with that forever.
Well, fuck, dude.
No one's ever told me that was a problem. And so no one's ever said anything. Okay, when my internship, they never said I did that. So if I can work for a professional company and no one has a problem with it, I'm not like that. It's you that have a problem because I'm not joking how you want to joke. Because you like, oh no. I don't know what I said just there, but.
Oh no.
But,
Do it again.
I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
But I'm just like, look, dude, no one has a problem with it at all. But I walked away respectfully. I said, okay. I will, and if you notice in the chat, I ain't said hardly shit. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you did.
There's been so many opportunities where I wanted to say something to be funny, and see, here's my problem. A certain somebody had a problem with people texting late at night. Oh, they might be asleep. But he has no problem doing the same.
Well, the thing with that is,
Welcome
it's
to
like,
the chat room. Get out of here.
it's like, I'm sorry, people are fully free to put their phones on Do Not Disturb.
That's my point. Like,
if you're getting your phone blown up in the middle of the night and you don't like it, turn it on silent.
Like, some people work late shifts and they get up at that time, and we were having discussions about film and a project. We weren't just rambling on about stuff.
We were talking about film stuff, okay?
I was
we
like,
were
dude,
coming up with creative projects.
Like, dude, there's an alligator outside my front door. Should I film it?
Yes. God.
Like, where do you live? I live somewhere where there's alligators at night. So I was. This is a joke. We were at the film social. We were joking around. I was like, "How you doing? My name's Earl. I'm from South Florida. South Florida.
Nar.
Nah. Man, we down there at the brewery Shit. Down there in South Florida.
Down there in South Florida.
You wanna go down and get me a burr down there at the brewery, man? Hey, man, can you get me a burr? And then what kind of burr, man? The one that's made in South Florida and then the Floridians, man?
Floridian, man?
I tell you what, man. One time this some bitch kicked out my truck, man. He took off, man. I was like, goddamn.
This one time I had a friend. He was down by the river.
I always had a friend named Stuart, and I was like, Stuart,
Dirt.
There was a good show, Letterkenny, and one of the guys' names was Stuart. He was like, there was a character named Stuart, and his friend would be like, Stuart. It's fucking great. It's so good. It's like one of the greatest shows ever, and it's Canadian, so you know it's quality. I found out too, maybe this is why I love Canada so much. I found out that some of my family, my settlers, actually settled in Canada at one point.
Oh shit, it's in your blood. You got maple syrup in your blood, dude.
So when I eat pancakes, I just slip my finger open, dude.
Oh fuck, dude. You gotta just write on your finger, dude.
And dude, I was so hyped. Just like, dude, look, fucking see?
Fucking syrup blood.
I knew something was up with my fascination with Canada.
Something was up with it.
And like I always
knew
loved
that.
Canada.
I was like,
No,
something's weird about that.
They came over from Europe, obviously. They came from Prussia, but then I saw like the little trail, and like some of them landed in Canada and lived there, and then they came down here. I was like, dude, fucking, they lived in Canada. I don't know if it was Canada at the time. I don't remember the time period, but the fact that they were there, hell yeah.
They were there. They were probably part of the revolution that started.
Dude, they
Canada.
stood up to the bad guys.
Oh my god, guaranteed.
They were like, we are not listening to your rules.
We are not listening to your rules. We're making our own rules.
As King Curtis would say, I am not listening to your rules. I will pack my bags and you'll never see this face again. Have you ever seen King Curtis?
No.
Oh my God. When we're done filming, you're going to go in there and watch King Curtis, and you're going to have the greatest laugh ever. So basically, let me talk about this guy. He was a kid on this episode of Wife Swap. And they were a family that kind of ate, like junk food a lot and stuff like that. So
wait, was this the bacon kid?
Yeah.
Oh, I know this kid. Yeah, the bacon kid.
And that little red where he's like, I was having a good day until you come here and you be sarcastic.
97.9 The Cat, the motherfucking #1 radio station.
I have a full length. I've already got like 30 pages in. It's a found footage horror film.
You got 30 pages in?
Yep. I thought you read it before.
A found footage?
Yeah, I found footage horror film that I've been writing. Started it in school, and I've got like 30 pages in. The first.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah, you want to read it?
Yeah.
It's 30 pages so far. So basically, we'll talk about this. It's called Route 67, and it's about this made up town in Applewhite, West Virginia, and basically it's these high school students, typical horror movie but it's found footage film. It's found footage, the whole thing, and basically these high school students are graduating and going off to college, that whole thing. And so there used to be the reason it's called Route 67 is because that was the route that back in the day that the people who worked in the hills, like the miners, would take to go to and from town to work. And basically a lot of them, the mines and all the areas shut down, but there were rumors that people still lived, that people stayed, right? Like when they closed down the mines, people stayed up there living, and that they were kind of like almost hills have eyes kind of people.
Oh, yeah.
And so then they were like, no one stayed there and whatever. It's not haunted. There's nothing going on. And so they're like, okay, here's what they're at a party and they're drinking and having a good time. And it's like, okay, prove to us then, because the people, there was a couple friends in the group there was a group of friends, and some of them were like, yeah, it's all fucking bullshit. There's no such thing. And some people were like, I don't know. I've heard some weird shit happening.
Yeah.
So then they get drunk, they're drinking, and they're like, okay, fine. So in the morning, why don't you take a camera up there and film it and show us it's bullshit. There's nothing going on. Like, okay, fine. So a couple of their friends go up there, and as they start making their way up there, they start experiencing weird things. And at one point, I'm going on forever. At one point, they start seeing things up there and like, this is modern. Like, why is there a modern tennis shoe? Like, this thing's been closed since like the 70s, whatever. So you find out that like, basically the water was poisoned and people stay there, drink it, and things happen. And yeah, that kind of thing. So basically, the reason how I came up with the name Applewhite, West Virginia, was the guy that did Heaven's Gate. His last name was Applewhite.
Oh shit! I like that.
But that's what it is, and I'll send it to you. I'll send you the first 3 pages I have. And that's the one I did in school, so it's been graded, it's been revised, it's been looked at, so it's pretty
nice.
Yeah, it's all found footage, and there's no follow up, none of that. It's one film. That's it.
One film. Because
some people's like, well, what if you made a second one where they found the footage? No, it's one film, and that's it. It ends. The people that they find out there are people there, and they die. It's over. That's it. It's over. Like they die, and they know they're gonna die. Like there's a part that where they know they're gonna die. Like they're surrounded, and like we can't get out of this.
Oh,
we're fucked. They know they're gonna die. But it's like that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I gotta get into writing.
My thing with writing is like it's very hard for me to get started, but once I get started, I fucking go. Like I think I wrote a 15-page. I wrote one of the scripts for my directing class at Mr. Bubbles. I wrote that in one setting.
Oh, nice.
I had a different movie. Have you heard what I originally wanted to do, but they wouldn't let me do it? I wanted to make a suicide film.
Oh shit!
Basically, the premise of that film was going to be that there was a guy who was just. He lost his job. His girlfriend's breaking up with him. He's about to lose his home, and he's just like fucked. Like he knows he's like I cannot. There's no way for me to get out of this. Like realistically, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So he's just sad, and she's like, you're a piece of shit. You never want to do anything. You're not motivated. Like you're terrible. So they break up. She leaves the house, and at one point she's like, hey man, I forgot my backpack. Can I just come over quick and get it? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And she walks in, and as soon as she opens the bedroom door to get a purse, you just see these pair of legs swinging. So,
oh shit!
They said that might trigger some people. So,
yeah, probably.
Like I wasn't gonna show the body, just the legs, And she and she was gonna be like, and the ending was gonna be like, well, she was gonna be like, I fucking knew you were gonna do this. Like, what the fuck, dude? And she just walks out. She has no care. But they thought that was too graphic. And then Mr. Bubbles actually had more drug references, but
I love me a good drug reference.
I had to take those out for certain reasons.
School, whatnot.
So the director, the teacher was like, "Do you really need this kind of language and stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, kinda." Because I write scripts how I talk, right? How I talk.
Well, it's art.
Yeah,
it's a style. Like
I understand it's for a class project, so I get that I had to change some things, but yeah, like there's a different version of Mr. Bubbles that no one's ever seen. It's director's cut. There's
other. I want to see that.
There's other scenes that you don't even see.
Whoa!
It was like 2 extra scenes, but yeah, because there's a part where they're arguing in the hallway and shit. Like this guy's paranoid. He's like arguing, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? You're fucking crazy and whatever. And the teacher was like, that's not really needed. I'm like, but it kind of is. Anyway, so sorry about that whole little rant about my stories there.
I am a burned out loser and I can't pretend all the pressures that are going through my mind. I'm still Captain Geek Divine. Now once again, I've been the subject of my own show played on me. Subject of my own show played on me.
Smoke some weed and start writing. A lot of people who was it Hemingway who was always like drinking and shit while he was writing? It makes sense, man.
What do they say? Write drunk, edit sober.
Yeah, like you're drunk. When you're drunk, that's your sober thoughts or something like that.
No, like have you heard of write drunk, edit sober?
No.
Oh.
Well, I've also heard that a lot of people when they're drunk, that's how their true thoughts are. So maybe that's why people when they're drunk,
it's truth serum.
I'll get drunk and I'll tell you, you're a piece of shit. Get the fuck off my yard.
I'm gonna get drunk. I'm gonna tell you I hate you.
Like when I drink, I'm the same person. I'm really loud though, but
I get really lovey-dovey kind of.
I'm loud.
Depending, I'm like, oh my god.
I'm like, hey,
my best friend.
You know what I'm thinking? And you're like right in front of me.
Like, whoa.
Like one time I was drinking, it was like 3 in the morning. I was outside grilling with the radio up super loud, not realizing. I was like, oh shit, I should probably go inside. But I don't.
Classic Earl.
Huh?
Classic Earl.
I was like, what the hell is going on there? Well, one time I was smoking weed and drinking beer in the garage with the garage door wide open, just sitting on the couch. It's like 4 in the morning.
Oh man, your life.
I used to fucking party hard, man.
Party hardy.
Smoke weed and get drunk.
Smoke
Now I have
weed
the
every
occasional
day.
drink.
The occasional glass of wine keeps my heart healthy, you know what I mean?
I might crack open a PBR here and there.
Might crack open a Corona.
Start shit my neighbor. Hey, motherfucker. For no reason.
What you looking at, motherfucker?
You see your fucking truck, you need to move the shit out of the street.
I got in trouble by the Sonterra security for leaving my trash cans out.
At your job?
No, at this. My parents are out of town and I forgot to bring the trash cans in.
Do you live in an HOA?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, I used to live in an HOA, and dude, let me tell you, they have some dumbass rules. It's like, why don't you take my trash out? Or you left
They
it
were like,
out?
you're in violation of rule number 47B.
You're in violation.
Of the HOA
You're in
handbook.
violation.
Calm down. It's all did someone a trash can on the side of the street. Oh my God. What are we going to do about this severe problem?
I would say, you know what? You're in violation in my face. You best get out.
You're in
Or
violation
just
of
say,
my rights.
I'm finna beat your ass.
You're in violation of my ass.
Like, you need to go. You need to go. And like, what do you mean? I will punch you. I will end you.
And I hold on to what I got for as long as I can. And now it's falling apart in my hand. And it's so hard to understand that I won't see you again. And I hold on to what I got for as long as I can.
Oh shit, Mallory's parents must be gone again. She's acting a fool.
Like, oh shit.
It's like
My parents are gone, y'all.
like 5 in the morning. Hey, what up, dickwad? Like talking shit to people.
What up, fucker?
We're like, oh, could you imagine if you were that neighbor that always just talks shit to people?
My parents get a call from the Sonterra security. They're like,
Like,
your
you're-
daughter's running down the street naked again.
I was like, what happened was she thought she was dreaming, and she you know how she gets. She couldn't control her. She was just sleepwalking, and that's not a crime.
That's not a crime. And you better know that that's not a crime. And I can do whatever I want in this goddamn neighborhood because I live here.
You will be the lamb that gets slaughtered. Like, what the fuck?
They're like, oh.
You like totally like turn it around, start getting all serious. It's like, I know your passcode to your gate, and I know which door you leave unlocked.
I know the passcode to every gate in this neighborhood.
So it is your
I know everyone's names and where they live and who does what and where they work.
Your best interest is to leave me alone. You're gonna come home and your kids are gonna be gone.
Oh, how's Samantha? Was her dance recital good on Saturday? That's what I thought.
She's in grade 5, right? They're like, oh my God, Mallory. The cops come and you're like, officer, I would never say that.
Officer, I would never say that.
You know what'd be funny?
I don't know why. Like, people are just getting mad at me.
And that's when the cop will feel bad for you. Like, okay, you're right. I've always wanted. I'm glad I've never had to experience a neighbor like that, just obnoxious.
I had a roommate who was literally the worst.
So bad you had to fucking harmonizer.
I had to fucking sing that shit.
I've never really had shitty neighbors. Well, there's been a couple neighbors, like especially kind of one of the neighbors that live above us now. Kind of sometimes I can get a little stompy with her feet and kind of loud, but other than that, everybody else is cool.
Yeah.
I'm just like, can't we just shut the fuck up?
I was a nanny for these little girls, and in their apartment, they would sometimes kick their feet on the ground.
Oh, shit.
And sometimes in the morning, we'd get people banging. Someone would bang on the
Oh, because it's like an
ceiling.
upstairs apartment thing?
Yeah. I was like, sorry.
You gotta tell those kids, relax. But
Chill out.
it's been...
You're one. You have no problems.
I will end you. Can you imagine if you're just that much of a shit talker?
Shit talk a baby.
I'm gonna show up on set. You don't like the way I do things? I'll end your life. Go ahead, say something else.
Someone's like, hey, can you move that over there? Oh, you didn't like where I put it? You didn't like where the fuck I put it? Well, you're not gonna like where I fucking put my foot.
My boom pole is being in shot's a problem. Why don't you fucking do it? Like this totally unprofessional and shit.
Just
about
be
everything.
like a total problem for everybody.
You know what? Half these motherfuckers don't even like you. And I'm like,
Is this cheese vegan?
how do you not know that I'm vegan, dude? Like, fuck. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm not saying this isn't my project, but the way you're filming it, you could probably do it better. Like, maybe angle it this way.
Be super obnoxious about like, I know this isn't my project, and this is yours. This isn't mine. And I know that like I don't want to step on any toes. I really don't want to step on any toes. But actually,
your cinematography kind of sucks.
Actually, I would put all of those lights. I would move them over there, and I would put the camera that way. And then we're gonna have to do 2 shots.
I would just do a reshoot, reschedule.
We're gonna have to recast this. These motherfuckers are not knowing how to act.
If I remember, I should go on this set. If I'm going to talk with an accent. Hey guys, I'm Earl. Hey
guys.
Like, this is my natural voice. You know, I talk like this sometimes, and I want to not sound so bad, but it's how I really talk.
It's how I really talk.
They're like, what? Like, yeah, my name's Earl. I'm from I'm from North Texas.
North Texas. Wow.
I'm from Dallas.
Dallas. All right.
Yeah, down there on the street.
You're just living on the street.
I can't remember the street.
You can't remember the street you're living on? That's all
well,
right.
actually, I live on this road called County Road 449. County Road 449. Look it up. It exists.
Shit, you just doxed yourself.
I don't live there anymore. I didn't give you the address.
Oh shit, you just doxed some random person.
I just told you the street. You figured it out. Actually, the the street in which I had lived on at one point, the house on the end of the road, it caught fire and it burned down completely.
Oh shit.
I was sitting there, I was like, why is it so bright outside?
What's going on in the sky? It's the aliens are coming for us,
I was like, oh, there's a fire. I was wondering, because where I lived, there was no street lights. It was just like out in the country kind of. And I was like, where's this light coming from? I thought maybe someone was sitting in their car with the lights on. I look outside. That's a fire.
Who got them headlights on?
I was like, oh, it's a fire. God damn.
God damn it. That's a straight up fire.
Who fell asleep with a cigarette again?
Listen, that is a danger.
The kid that his house caught on fire was kind of an asshole.
Oh, shit.
But of course, you had to be nice to people during parts of tragedy. I wasn't going to be nice to the guy. Like, now fuck him.
Fuck that, dude. Oh, your house burned down.
But, you know, they're like, be nice now. He's going through some problems.
Nick Fuentes' house.
Huh?
You know Nick Fuentes?
No.
The guy who said, your body, my choice?
No, I didn't know who started it.
Did you know he got doxxed and then his house got burned down?
Are you serious? I remember.
Funny.
Huh?
I'm trying not to laugh.
That actually happened?
I think something about his house caught fire, or like there was something, and then he sprayed pepper spray in someone's face because he was so frightened for his life.
I don't think you know how the internet works. You may think you are protected. People will find where you live.
And now he's like holed up in his mom's basement.
Oh my God! So they kind of scared him, huh?
I'm sorry. That's really, it's a bad thing. Like, arson is bad.
It's not good.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying, like, in some context.
Well, you know, what you could do is just not run your mouth. Right?
Your house, my match.
Well,
bitch.
if you were driving by, you're like, just keep driving.
I'm like, is that Nick Fuentes?
Hey man, you need something to drink because you're not getting it. Fuck you. Take off.
You need some water because you're not getting it.
Yeah. Just be a complete asshole. Like, am I an asshole? Because I feel like if you're a piece of shit person and something bad happens to you, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Do you need help? Nah.
When something bad happens to a literal piece of shit, it's God's work. That is God's justice. That is the justice of the universe.
I thought it was just down at the Home Depot, but I guess if you want to say
it's Home Depot's justice.
That's like a fear of mine too. Is like when people get fired, I'm like, fuck, don't come back up here. Please don't shoot up the place. Especially like if they get mad and it's a bad firing. Like, oh fuck you. I was like, oh god, they're gonna come up here.
Yeah, great.
That's why like I try to be nice to most people that I've worked with. Remember, man, I was nice to you.
Remember me, buddy.
Just remember, I gave you some Kool-Aid when you were thirsty. I gave you some of my lunch.
God. Yeah.
People nowadays, people are nuts, dude. They just fucking snap and... That's my gun sound.
No, it's like, have we all just like lost our minds? Like, I feel like
yeah, we have.
Maybe.
You know that
myself like included in that.
Now that the sun goes down like earlier, it always feels way later than it actually is. Like it's like only 4 o'clock, and it seems like it's like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's like the sun's going down.
I think the thing is, and well, yeah.
The thing is,
it's been a good episode. You know, I was thinking about during like during commercial breaks, if it was like a pre-recorded message, it was like a radio ad. You know, like I always hear like, you know what I'm talking about? Like when we listen to radio, I thought that'd be kind of fun to do is have pre-recorded messages like, hey, call Jones. So have you been in a company wreck? Call, you know, something stupid like that. I'm always trying to think of stupid ways to things to do.
I had some idea for a skit. I can't remember. Fuck.
Like, what was that one thing you did? It was funny. It was an ad, and it was a while back, but you were like swinging on the thing. It was like,
oh yeah.
Oh, like, have you ever been touched in the ass or something like that?
Something weird like that.
Who knows?
Who knows? Well.
Well, what? Like, am I supposed to answer a question that I didn't hear? Well, sorry, I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Well, everybody, I have an announcement.
Okay.
Just kidding. I was just gonna say, well, I liked this episode.
Yeah, it was. Usually we try to time it 45 minutes to an hour, but this time I was like, fuck it, just go and then
fuck it.
However long it is, how long it is, man. But like if it's like an hour and a half or so or 2 hours, it'll be split up between 2 different episodes, like hour 1, hour 2, right?
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people aren't going to want to listen to something for that long straight, right?
Yeah.
Like they just won't. Like if
they just won't, because their attention spans are like goldfish now because of this social media shit.
You know what you do? You record a podcast for an hour and you just release it every day in 5-minute increments, like once a week. First 5 minutes.
Content for a year.
That'd be so funny. That'd be a funny experiment to do. Just see what would happen if like you just released it 5-minute episodes, but it won't combine.
I wonder if I should take.
You know what you do?
One of our episodes and post it on TikTok in 5-minute increments.
You should, and you should like. What'd be funny too is like we were like editing when I edited this thing. Like, what if I literally like broke up into 5-minute segments and I don't like break it up to when a sentence is done. It's just the middle of a sentence. I break it up, and so you have to wait for the next one to continue the rest of the sentence. Like, so I was thinking. it's like in the middle of a word even. It's like, sorry, 5 minutes and it's over.
Sorry, you got 5 minutes.
Like I know people tell me all the time, you should do that. Post on TikTok. Take like little segments for your podcast. People legit told me that would really help.
Actually, we should do that.
People say like,
you want me to do that? You
can. Yeah, I don't know. I don't use TikTok. I don't know how it works. How to do that.
Well, I can do that because I use.
Because you can download the videos of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you use exactly to download off YouTube? You have like a little thing?
Don't you just press a download button?
No, I use a video downloader.
I think I was just screen record.
Oh, whatever you want to do, shit.
That was my plan, was just to screen record because that's the only way that I know how to do it.
Which wouldn't make sense. Oh, that's how you do that. Some of the stuff I've seen before. It's like when you see me those videos of like of the skits, like little parts. Like how the fuck? Okay, you screen record.
Screen record that shit.
I never thought of that. Holy shit! I've always like, well, I have to download the video. I'm not tech savvy, okay, but I am because clearly.
with my half a brain cell.
Is that
and
red
your
light still
half a
on?
brain cell. Yeah.
I could see. I was like, oh man, I forgot to hit record. Fuck. Because I don't have my prescription glasses on.
I would kill you.
Well,
No, I wouldn't.
here's the thing. It's recording audio, but it would have had been audio only. Because, yeah, that would have been
shit.
Yeah. So, one of the, totally branching off here, but I thought of this because I see the clapperboard there. One of the questions was like, what are 3 ways to sync audio? I was like, fuck. I use a clapperboard. The other 2, I don't know. I just didn't know. I don't remember. What is this, a fucking quiz?
It?
I told him I don't know. Sorry.
What's the answer?
I don't know.
Someone Google it and comment.
I was like, oh my God, I'm sweating. I want to pass out. I don't know the answer.
I don't know this one. That was me on my ethics exam. I was sitting there. I was like, fuck, dude, I'm fucked.
It's like one of those things where like I can show you how to do it and how to do it, but I'm not going to be able to explain it. See? That's the thing. Like, what's 3-point lighting? Well, and I didn't know the terms. Like, well, it's 3 points. Like, it's a feel and there, but I don't know what that word is. But I know how to do. I can't remember the terms, but I know how to do it. Like, I know what it is. I could draw you a diagram of 3-point lighting, you know, but I can't explain.
Like, I can paint you a picture.
I mean, but I ain't no Picasso, but I guarantee you'll understand when I'm done. Yeah, so that was fun. What's the recording time?
1 hour 17.
Not bad. So maybe if we break it up into like half hour, 45-minute thing, right?
Like 35.
Like hour 1, hour 2.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that'd be good because at least it's like a couple episodes, even if it's like.
Yeah, we should break it up because we did kind of cover 2 separate. We got all political. On the beginning.
Even if I break it up and post it on the same day, as long as it's like 2 different things. Because me personally, I'm more inclined to watch something if I can watch it in segments rather than sit through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's not true. I watch a lot of podcasts where I'll listen to a podcast that's like 2 hours long and just scared the shit out of me. That dog. I jumped. Jebediah, are you here? But no, dude, she's having a meltdown.
She's having a full-blown meltdown.
It's good that she barks, though. That's good. Because then you can be aware, like, what's going on. She's protecting
our little
you.
Protector.
But yeah, I was itching to edit something. I haven't edited something in a while. I was like, dude, podcast day. Fuck yeah. I'm not going to edit tonight, obviously, but I'll, I'll go home and tomorrow probably because what's tomorrow, Thursday?
Tomorrow's Thursday, yes.
My fucking Jägermeister bar mat that I ordered is coming tomorrow.
Ooh, nice.
Because I got a $25 Amazon gift card for doing that student thing.
Yeah.
The dude was cool. You know, he's like, yeah, dude, you get paid $25. He was like, all right.
All right.
So last night I bought a bar mat.
Nice.
I'm going to use it as a coaster. On my coffee table that I use next to me, I'm just going to put that instead of a coaster.
Yeah.
Because I'm really anal about coasters. I'm like, I need a coaster to put my drink on if I'm inside the house, right? So, anyway.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, you guys.
People are watching it. Thanks to you for hosting.
Thank you, Callie.
Thanks for the ham and cheese earlier. So good. It hit the spot. I was a little hungry, and that honey ham just, you know what I'm saying?
Hit the spot.
I was like, wait, goddamn. You were like, you want some honey ham? I was like, do I ever?
Do I ever? The answer is yes.
All right. Well, until next time.
Yeah. We're out. Peace out.
I'm just going to flip off the camera because fuck you, man. All right. I'm going to get up with my bad leg.